Welcome to Mini in a Minute, where we break down Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures and try to keep it in under a minute. Today we're looking at Green Goblin, the sinister leader of the Spider Foes. He's a mid-range menace on his healthy side, but when he flips, he turns into a full-blown wrecking ball. Let's break him down. Green Goblin is a 4-threat character with 4 physical, 3 energy, and 3 mystic defense. His Pumpkin Bombs attack is a range 4 with 5 dice, which gains energy equal to damage dealt, which can be physical or energy, and on a wild, it applies bleed, poison, or incinerate. His Spender, Knight of the Goblin, is a 7 dice attack at range 3 for 4 power, and if it deals damage, the target character gains poison and incinerate, perfect for softening up enemies. On his healthy side, Goblin is mobile and tricky. Hit and Run lets him attack and move, keeping him out of danger, while Trick or Treat punishes enemies for getting too close by destroying terrain and forcing a collision. He also has arch nemesis Peter Parker, a very niche superpower which forces Goblin to attack Peter Parker if he is within range 3 of Green Goblin. Additionally, Green Goblin can reroll all of his attack dice against Peter Parker. It's a very situational ability, but very strong. Green Goblin's leadership ability is all about messing with your opponent's defense dice. Once per turn, when an allied character is attacking during the modify opponent's dice step, they can reroll one of their opponent's defense dice. It also synergizes well with Spider-Foe's heavy hitters like Venom, Carnage, and Kraven, who want to guarantee their damage lands. Once he flips, Green Goblin's entire playstyle shifts. His stamina drops to 5, his physical defense drops to 3, but his mystic defense jumps to 5, making him surprisingly resistant to mystic attacks. His Pumpkin Bombs gain an additional attack dice, and the cost of his spender decreases by 1 power. He also loses Hit and Run and Trick or Treat, meaning he's no longer as slippery or disruptive. Instead, he becomes reckless and aggressive. His new superpower, Glider Ram, lets him throw himself medium, colliding with enemies and dealing damage. But the real game changer is Unstable Psyche, which makes him even more unprecedented. He can no longer hold or interact with objective tokens, and during the power phase he rolls 5 dice, gaining 1 power for each wild, hit, or crit rolled. This means, once he's flipped, you lose control of him. He can generate a ton of power, hit like a truck, and dive straight into the action, but you can't rely on him to play the objective game. If you poorly position him, you might find your Green Goblin dead, as he doesn't have any defensive tech to protect that 5 stamina. Goblin works well alongside characters who can take advantage of his conditions and rerolls. Kraven stacks extra damage against incinerated enemies. Venom benefits from the Oscorp Weaponry reroll, while Doc Ock and Lizard help with board control while Goblin causes chaos. Green Goblin Spider Foes have some of the nastiest team tactic cards in the game. Sinister Traps let you set a deadly ambush, punishing enemies for moving on to objectives. Well-Laid Plans, when played with Doc Ock, forces your opponent to drop extracts, which is especially useful since Goblin can't even hold them on his injured side anyway. Surprise Webhead is fantastic for getting a lot of damage attacks on a single target. On his healthy side, Green Goblin excels at being a mid-range harasser. He should focus on controlling the board, applying conditions, and using his hit and run to keep himself safe. On his injured side, he becomes a reckless battering ram. You can't play him passively anymore, just go all in. Glider ram into enemies, throw out pumpkin bombs, and burn your power through big attacks. And that's Green Goblin in Mini in a Minute. He starts as a slippery and disruptive mid-range attacker, but turns into a ruthless, uncontrollable force once he's injured. Do you play Spider Foes? How do you like to use Goblin? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more MCP breakdowns.